Hello, hello.
Thank you. So by the time I was just wanting to understand what do we do? So, the flavor of the audience. So who are ERPs, who are SIs, who are businessmen? What are the objectives which we are trying to achieve so that, I customize the presentation accordingly. Can I have a little flavor, please? सर आप बैठ के भी बोल सकते हैं जस्ट कि okay.
And to yeah, so should I repeat?
No, sir.
Okay.
Please continue.
So the gentleman had introduced your company, Bharat Connect, that it is a very beautiful platform. It interconnects various other ERP solutions on a single platform, and I believe this is a boon for the our ERP market. So best of luck for you. Thanks.
Great, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. In fact, you have, covered half of my presentation already. Other people, who do you represent? So is it a ER? Please.
Layer on top of ERPs.
Okay.
So what we do is we connect, our software connects with different ERPs, and it gives you the ability to create agents, and these agents can carry out various tasks on your behalf.
Great.
We are a startup, and we are exhibiting in this expo. I would love to know what Bharat Connect can do for us, and that's the objective of attending this
Great,
session.
great. So I know gentlemen sitting over here, they are manufacturers. Please, sir, you.
Sukumaran. Hello, hi, good afternoon. My name is Avdut, and we are representing company called Acorex Global. We also are ERP implementers. We are working with Odoo. We are the Odoo partners, and we have a stall here. So we are very curious to understand what Bharat Connects for businesses.
So till now I've understood it is ERP players or system integrators with a AI flavor or manufacturers sitting over here. Somebody from there can also please, suggest so that then we, orient it accordingly.
Hi, myself Anand Patni. I represent Anant National University, Ahmedabad.
Okay.
I have my colleague Rohit, Brijesh and Tausib. So we are using the ERP as of today, and we are also here to learn how the ERPs are getting developed as of today's scenario, how AI is disrupting the ERP market, so we can adopt the best practices from the world and use the same thing in our university.
So what is next stage of ERPs? This is something which also requires attention from that side, please. Consulting.
We are consulting organization who are specialized in ERP as well as fintech implementations. And so with our customers, we provide end-to-end solutions starting from the assessments till the implementation and support.
So what is in it for the implementation, companies or system integrators again is something is also I think I would cover. Any other specific need which is not amongst these, you can just, highlight. Yeah, please.
I wanted to know how the complications into an ERP, which happen day to day, for the ground people who are working into ERP, how, for example, we have 100 employees, right? We have people from finance, we have people from procurement. Everyone is not that tech aligned. Everyone is not that good with tech. So ERP in itself sounds very complex. So how are we supposed to tap into it, and how are we supposed to make sure that every employee hands it in really well way, so the operations of the company are actually working well and there is an actual impact?
Okay. So this is a different flavor.
Okay.
What you are, no, there is no answer. I am just, paraphrasing your, statement, which says that how to make the interface more user friendly so that it is easy to adopt. In this space, Bharat Connect, while I'll start my presentation, I'm just waiting for, some more people to join in. Sir, is somebody very sorry to, ask you. I just want that, each and everybody understand this is a revolution which is coming up, and we should be aware and also see if in case we want to adopt. Uh, you know, offline, I'm saying is UPI has transformed the consumer payment system. We are also an NPCI platform, and we are here to try and disrupt, transform the B2B space. So everybody who joins in will benefit. I have requested the organizers to check for the people. So I'm just engaging in between. So yeah, to your point, user interface. We as DPI, which is Digital Public Infrastructure, are a backend. So user interface continue to belong to the ERPs. This is not a space wherein we are entering. However, we have best practices which we can share. I'll try to cover that as well. So any other flavor which, sir, you would want to say something as organizers?
Hi, good afternoon. I am Dr. Prakash Munde. I am representing Green Solution and GreenX Environmental. I am looking after laboratory operations, and we are ERP implementers. And presently, we are in a budding stage. We are making ourselves educated regarding this. So I'm new to this field, but I'm trying to upgrade my knowledge.
So education and what's new again.
Yeah.
I think I should start. Whoever wanted to come would have come. I'll just wait for the organizers to come again and see. Or should I start, sir? Huh? Great. Since this is a small unit, am I audible without the, Yes. This is an additional, comfortable. Okay. I'll keep it in my hand then. There are two things in my hand now. Okay. So, first of all, my compliments to the organizers to create something like this, which is, I think, the first time, a ERP expo is happening. I'm sure, there is a journey which the organizers have to complete and make it more popular. It's the first attempt, and, very humbled and honored to be part of the August gathering over here. Let me now tell you that in the next 30 minutes, what are we going to cover? Okay. So who we are, what are we solving, what is Bharat Connect for Business, and how is it relevant for you? And that is the reason I just wanted to understand who we are. So as a manufacturer, as a system integrator, as a ERP, as a AI native ERP, what is in it for us? That is something which I would be definitely covering in the next 30 minutes. So who are we? You are aware that NPCI as a group, we have been trusted. Yeah, that would be helpful. Thank you. So since this is the learning phase of the organizers, please allow. How to Can we switch it on? On? Am I audible, sir? Okay. So, NPCI as a group, we have been trusted to create various digital public infrastructures, such as UPI, such as IMPS, FASTag, RuPay, Bharat Connect. So these names, I don't think need any introduction. We have, done together. The ecosystem has changed the way payments are happening in India today. The numbers are there to, talk. So what's going to happen now is that, see, this is a 3x6 grid, 2x3 grid, wherein person to person UPI, person to business, something like UPI again, P2M transactions, or Bharat Connect transactions, person to government, like FASTag, right? In the same manner, there are different areas which the NPCI group has covered to make revolution. However, now the focus has been to the business to business payments. This is a space, and you will realize, and I'll cover next. This cell has many friction, and there is a big cost to the nation because of the system, the inefficiencies in this particular sector. What are those inefficiencies? Today, 1 out of 4 invoices which are getting exchanged need manual interventions because there is some modification, something or the other which is happening. There is a delayed receivable problem of 7 lakh crore in India today. 30 to 40% of the time of an entrepreneur, businessman or finance team goes in recon. Okay, who has sent the invoice? Where is the payment? Has the delivery been done? Is the payment received? What are the due days? So on and so forth. And then there is a 60 lakh crore of credit and financing gap in India. This is the friction which we see every year happening. Now let's make it more real. Okay, let me give you example. So there is a Dinesh and there is a Ramesh, a supplier and a buyer. So what happens is Ramesh orders on phone, WhatsApp, mail, courier, and the other person then, upload it manually because there is a L1 digitization in India. ERP is digitized. However, behind it, it is all manual, right? Then Dinesh sends multiple reminders, be it, any channel, to Ramesh that, sir, the due date has come, please pay me. Now the payment happens, but that payment happens where, how, partial, full. This is B2B. There are various ways in which the payment is going to happen. Now, how is that payment happened? Has the payment received or not? This is the recon issue, which is next. This guy, the supplier, the buyer, now receive multiple reminders and then, collate it together and start paying. And at the end of the day, the buyer or the supplier do not have that digital trail wherein he can show that there is a genuine transaction happening, it is acknowledged, and the lenders can have more ways to lend. There is more data for better underwriting. So all that is the friction in India today. Let me, now show a 2-minute video wherein we can explain more, and then I'll voice, please.
Does even more. But today, invoices, payments, and reconciliation often sit across different systems. The seller raises an invoice in their ERP. The buyer processes it in another system. Payment happens separately through banking or other channels, and reconciliation often manual. This creates delays, extra follow-ups, and brings operational inefficiency. Now imagine both buyer and seller operating on the same connected digital infrastructure. One system that digitally connects seller ERP, buyer ERP, banks, and lending partners. This is Bharat Connect for Business by NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited, India's digital public infrastructure simplifying B2B trades and payments. Here's how it works. Invoices flow directly from the seller's ERP to the buyer. Payments are made digitally. Reconciliation happens automatically within both parties' accounting systems. Both sides see the same status in real time on the same infrastructure. No manual matching, no duplicate entries, no uncertainty. The result? Payments and collection gets faster and smarter. Reconciliation becomes real time. Operational cost reduces. Better working capital visibility. Standardized one view of data to enable financing for business. All this with built-in compliance. Bharat Connect for Business is already live across top ERPs and banks for all businesses, be it small, medium, or large enterprises. Contact your existing ERP provider or banking partner to activate Bharat Connect for Business today.
So with this, let me revisit the journey of our, Ramesh and Dinesh, how it would look like once they are on B2B. So Dinesh generates the invoice. Hello. Yeah. Dinesh generates the invoice on his ERP and automatically is reflected on Ramesh ERP, real time. And there is no mismatch because this is API, right? Then the standardized workflow, due date nudges, comes to Ramesh itself, by in itself, and there is a reminder. If in case he wants to see, 3 days, 4 days before the due date, he can set that up, and he will know that, these are the payments which are going to happen the next 1 week or so that he can arrange cash flows. Then the cash flow visibility increases. So for a ERP, there is a better visibility of what is the account receivable and what is the account payable. With this, you have better understanding of if in case he would receive or want any loans. So till now, banks and ERPs, they can publish, or NBFCs for that matter, they can publish, sir, if in case you require anything, we are having these options for you. But with now, it becomes more intelligent. You know that this particular buyer has to make a particular payment in the next, say, 17 days, and his receivables are in negative now. So for 20 days, 25 days, he is short of, say, 20 lakh rupees or 2 crore rupees. With that intelligence, you nudge him at the point of making payment. So better possibilities that wherever this particular integration has happened, the customer will, take that decisions over there. And once he is comfortable, he is aware that, okay, whenever I need to do a payment, it would be available, right? Say, for example, for a bank, wherever at the time of payment decision, the invoice is there, then the payment will also happen from there. In the same manner, ERPs, NBFCs, everybody gets to gain because they are part of the connected system. So, like the last point I mentioned, buyer validated invoices. Even if in case today a lender or NBFC wants to lend, they do not have the understanding that that particular transaction is true. Is there a validated invoice? Is the other side, there? So, that validation happens. So, Bharat Connect is sector, size and segment agnostic. Even a micro MSME or medium or large corporate, everybody can use it. How? Say, for example, let me talk about ordering and invoicing. So while for a MSME, the invoice sent from and received directly on the ERP system is there. However, for a large corporate, direct connection with all the vendor and distributor is very, very important. So for a ERP player who is playing the role of, interacting with a large corporate or a small merchant, Bharat Connect brings value which are, across, agnostic. Again, on payment and settlement, while this particular person has a cash flow visibility, there is an invoice tag payment, there is a real-time sync. On the other side, on the large corporate, it is all payment mode which are available to him with one integration. And of course, auto reminders built in. He is aware that his cash flow situation, next 30 days, next 40 days, how is that placed? The CFO every day spends quite some time on this only. Then let's talk about recon. So manual error, record mismatch is not there. This is immutable data. The way it has been sent from one place would be received on the other place, right? So that becomes history. And then of course, auto reconciliation, ARAP, operation cost reduces for large corporates. On credit, of course, there is a single transaction view enabling financing. And there, the corporate sometimes needs that, there is an unlock of supplier, distributor, supply chain, wherein they can buy more from him. And that is something which is, enabled by the large corporate sometimes by ensuring supply chain financing. So those kind of models can run on it. So once a ERP is on Bharat Connect and is, available across, these things also become easy. In other words, of course, like I mentioned, ordering, invoicing, payment, and these four we, spoke. So what is the 5 pillars of Bharat Connect? Interoperability, which is any ERP, any bank, any entity data, no bilateral integrations are required. Once a particular ERP is connected to us, so for example, a wild, example of, say, for example, a business on Tele, a business on Zoho, a business on SAP, a business on Microsoft, anybody, or a business on EaseBuzz. So these people, once they are connected to B2B, they are connected to everybody else and they can start exchanging information. Standardization. So every ERP has its own way how, say, invoice in being created. But all that has been settled. There is a standardization which has been done. Wherever we integrate, whatever data is there is reflected on the other format on the other side. So that standardization has been, done. Ease of access, of course, is a single interface now. You can connect with everybody. We, as DPI, are open and neutral. We are meant to be a public highway wherein all kind of cars, scooters, cycles can come and run. There is a benefit which we want to, give to everybody. It is not exclusive, not, limited to the bigger players only. Everybody who has the capability to bring good products to the customer can, utilize this highway. And of course, being a DPI, there is a trust which we break in. That is, of course, for sure. So again, what are we and what are we not? This is something which is, to be understood very well. So we are an interoperable invoice exchange platform, Recon Engine, RBI approved infrastructure, safe, secure, real-time information, which is, flowing. So we enhance the value of ERPs, banks, payment platforms, which are connected to us. We are not an application, a website, a customer front end, which any customer wants to adopt. We are behind the existing front ends. We are not a ERP. We are not a business system. We are somebody who is connecting different ERPs, business system, bank, lenders, financiers, as a backend. So customer ownership remains to be with the customers, or with the front ends. That is something which is very important. So your application becomes stronger. Now, what is in it for the ERPs? Let's talk about it, or any business front end. So there is an enhanced, customer stickiness. The daily platform usage increases. It's not the accounting system which you at the end of the week goes and upload, everything while file is managing everything else. It is the system wherein one invoice is received, you can see it now. A payment done, both the sides can see it, that this is the payment, this is the invoice. You can select one invoice, multiple invoice, one item in an invoice, partial invoice payment. Everything is something which is possible. Today, what is happening is all the recon is happening FIFO, right? Okay, this customer has to give me, say, 1 crore, and he has given me 90 lakhs, so 10 lakh is remaining. But with this capability, it is sharper in terms of you also know which invoice, which item number, how much percentage of payment, because B2B is all about different flavors, This item we will pay once the goods is received. This item we will pay once, the testing is done. So all those things can be managed, and we as businesses are more aware what is spending, what is not, and accordingly, work on the items which are needed by the other side, and of course, do the transaction, complete the transaction. Differentiated offering. With this particular backend, you can imagine what kind of value you are bringing to the customer, and hence whoever is on B2B, get to gain. Increase the lifetime value of the customer, of course, once you have so much and the customer is habitual of, using this on your platform, the value increases, customer remain with you. He will now also get into value-added services which you can give because you have higher visibility. Be it financing, be it dashboard, be it AR/AP, be it cash flow, be it treasury management, or AI for that particular matter. So for AI specifically, what is the need? I just mentioned that in India, there is a L1 digitization wherein your ERP is working very well. However, everything behind it is manual. When it is manual, there is a chances of errors, right? Or there is an extra check which is required. With this kind of immutable system, your the data becomes stronger, safer, secure, and also true in particular sense. And hence your AI, which is to be operated or, is the source is this particular data, becomes better. So that is a very unique, value without, I would suppose, a B2B integration. The AI engines, how much work you have to do in that particular data differs. So that cost also reduces. Interoperability, like I already mentioned that, we are a public highway, everybody can use, so we are inclusive and DPI trust is there. Now for the SIs, what do you do? So extend current offering, build. So, you are engaging with, say, SAP or Microsoft, Odoo, somebody was from Odoo. So what will happen is you build Bharat Connect modules and, integrate with your current customers' systems. So incremental module means incremental item which you get for your customers to be deployed and extra monetization. That's point number one. Point number two is you build once and redeploy everywhere. Once you have the stack, you have the integration. Say, for example, wild example, again, Odoo. So once you have done it for one particular customer, the stack is ready. Do it for the next, do it for the next. Continue to multiply this particular stuff. And by the way, when you talk to Odoo, they will be more than interested because what we have seen is, SAP or Microsoft, SAP is already online through entity data. Microsoft, again, use somebody and there is a plug and play which is getting created. So they are also, once they understand this, they are also wanting to join this because there is a value which their customer needs. Especially in the space in which SAP, Oracle, Odoo, and these are large corporate centric customers. So, the need is there. Then there is, of course, partner of choice. You now, after implementing these kind of, features, become an integral part of the customer proposition. It's not just the implementer sitting outside, but whenever they would need anything you are, integral to that particular discussion. Hence, your stickiness with the customer increases. So this is, zills of what system integrators, implementers get to, So these are our, existing, a brief, selected what we, showed. Around 21 are already there. Around 19 are work in progress. This is across your ERPs, your banks, your PAPGs, your fintechs. That is how we are growing. And our objective is, of course, to cover the entire market. Because like in the start when some of us were not there, this is the next transformation, something which has happened in the consumer payment side. Now we want to bring into the business side because B2B is one particular cell in that particular 3 into 2 grid, which cost nation heavily in terms of what they can provide. And this is the 2047 vision of India to reach to a particular level. And that will only happen once the velocity of trade will increase, once the profitability increase, once the financing is more easier, because these are 3 pillars of the GDP growth. Thank you very much, everybody. And anything which you would want to ask, I'm happy to share. Yeah, please.
You mentioned AI, and I come from AI, so let me just ask. You mentioned one very important, interesting thing: standardization across invoices. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I would like to ask you to delve a little deeper. Where are you going? Are you going point by point? Are you going what are we doing? Are we going to see one format, invoice format, like we have in export invoices, harmonized, things
So
for domestic invoices also?
So what we have done is point by point. There are some 165 items which we, selected in a particular invoice, which are there, can be there. Some are mandatory, some are non-mandatory, depending on the invoice structure. And those are integrated with the other side. So name field will be matched to the name field, item field, a unit field, HCN code, everything is accordingly mapped. And hence, there is complete standardization between the two invoices.
Okay. No, wonderful. That's a fantastic initiative. Let me commend you.
Thank you, sir.
Because that solves a lot of problems. Right. Thank you.
So we are here to, increase the awareness of where the NPCI group, NBBL, Bharat Connect for Business is reaching. And of course, that is the reason we, are presenting everywhere that, that is something which has happened. And the way in which a backend will increase is that the front end start utilizing it, the value should reach to the customer, and that is why, we are here. Any other question? Sir, because this is our starting phase, there is no charges today. But yes, for sustenance, we'll do something. Not the agenda for today, at least. Yes, see, our core agenda is to bring transformation on the national level. So profit is not something which, this is a public highway, like I mentioned. But yes, sustenance is required because we invest a lot in technology. By the way, I have my CTO also, here. So what we can, you can just raise your hand, yeah. So what we can do is, any other queries, anything, you can come to our booth and we can have, more interactions. I have colleagues, can you guys also raise your hand? All three of you. So anything you would want, they are here. I am here to have more interactions. Thank you very much. Yeah, please. So, sir, I'll respond in a different manner. This is first of its kind DPI which is happening in the world. There is no parallel because there is no DPI. All are private players. They have created some fragmented systems, closed loop systems, but the reach is something which is very different. There are initiatives across. There is a Saudi Arabia initiative. I don't remember the name. There's a Zaka. Then there is Finland. There is something, but that is like limited to B2G. Zaka, I think, is
It's
a
a
little
B2B as
wider.
well.
But yeah. So there are different things which are happening, but the modules you just saw over here is pay to procure, quote to cash. This way, nobody has solved. You can be proud that India is going to solve it very soon.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir. Can you speak loudly, please?
Please. I was saying it to enable supply chain finance to actually start working now.
Yeah.
That's the gap that we have right now.
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.